farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Midwest Farm Weekly. I'm Elaine Wells. In your news headlines this week, our wet year has created a challenge for bees. The rain washes away pollen. It's an important food source for that hive. A Wisconsin beekeeper is now using technology to keep tabs on his production so that he can step in and give nature a boost.
So that's got lots of nectar in it. So we need to give them some more space. As I got into beekeeping, I very quickly realized that beekeeping isn't sustainable. And I wanted to be, and beekeeping can be very expensive because you're constantly having to start over and buy new bees. And I always thought to myself, you know what, there's got to be a better way to this.
Wayne Stiegelman is hoping to update an industry that hasn't changed much since the invention of the modern beehive in 1851.
Beekeeping has been more of a reactive. Beekeepers tend to say it's an art form, which it is, because you're trying to guess what the bees are doing.
That's why Big Wayne, as he's known, relies on sensors to manage his hives.
It's not new technology. It's just simple temperature, humidity, weight, radar, vibration, things like that.
The data is sent to his phone.
We know that when a healthy hive, a queen, when she's brooding, laying eggs, the temperature in that hive is 95 degrees. If there's an issue, the top box the temperatures will start to dip down. Bees they're great temperature regulators. They do not like change. In fact, on the 100-degree days that we've had, 90-degree days, temperature never budged. And one hive that I had, guess what? The top box started going down, and I knew there was going to be a problem in there. Well, this spring, even now, we've had a lot of rain, and rain washes off pollen and nectar. Well, bees need that to feed that brood. Well, this hive was under so much stress because of that the worker bees stopped feeding the larvae because they needed to cut back to match what was coming in. So of course the population of bees started going down. They couldn't regulate temperature, the temperature dipped, and I went in there and I found instantly, well, they had a case of chalk brood. Chalk brood is from what I described. The larva dries up and it drops to the bottom of the hive and so forth. It doesn't kill the hive. So the way to correct it is just to take the stressor off of them. So I knew that, hey, I needed to start feeding them. So we can feed them sugar water, we can feed them pollen and other special supplements to make them healthy. And within a few weeks, she turned right around and became healthy again.
To highlight the importance of this information, he uses dairy farming as an example.
Imagine managing your herd with your cows behind a curtain, because as beekeepers, our bees are in boxes and we can't see them. We don't really know what they're doing. We kind of know just from over 100 years of us doing this, where now this technology allows me to see inside the hive at real time.
Most beekeepers have to suit up and check their bees every 10 days or so. Wayne can wait longer, saving himself time, but he can also step in to help long before issues become apparent to the naked eye.
You still have to be a beekeeper because it's not telling you what's wrong. There's just something's wrong. But I can just better manage my time. I can get more honey from less hives, from less time.
He's good at what he does. I didn't get stung at all. Wayne says that the sensors are going to help him grow to his goal of between 50 and 100 hives. There, of course, is an initial investment, but he says it was paid back the first time he was able to save a colony of bees. A summer tradition here, Wisconsin Farm Technology Days, takes place in Cadott from August 13th through the 15th. I spoke to an event organizer about this immersive experience.
We are on the Country Fest grounds, which is right next to Close Farms, and we are using Close Farms fields for field demonstration. There isn't actually a tour of the farm. It's a grain operation, but you do get to see it if you go out and go to the field demos.
500 exhibitors will show off cutting-edge farm technology, innovation, and sustainable agricultural practices.
We have Youth Agriculture Adventure, which is a passport program where youth 5 to 12 is the target age, visit different locations on the grounds and do a hands-on activity and receive a sticker. And then if they finish all of their activities, they get a prize at the end. There's a lot of drone demonstrations going on and field demonstrations and equine activities. There's a lots of stuff going.
With all of that exploring, you're bound to need a meal and a few snacks.
And we do have a wide variety of food trucks coming. I believe there's about 20 of them. And they range from everything like your county fair favorites, like mini donuts and those sorts of things, all the way to full-fledged quarter chicken dinners.
Important fuel for learning at one of the educational seminars or workshops.
We're not just a trade show. We try to include education as much as we do trade show. So the idea is bring people together, whether that be two industry people to talk about what are the new changes and the challenges facing agriculture and how are they each dealing with that separately, to bringing in that rural countryside family that maybe isn't in agriculture, but maybe they need a compact tractor or a large lawnmower or something to deal with their acreage that they have them talk to the experts about how do you manage that, all the way to the kids coming from an urban setting who don't know how agriculture puts food on their table, and they get to learn that. So we're a little bit unique in that regard.
And they get to enjoy plenty of ice cream, too. Wisconsin Farm Technology Days is being hosted at Close Farms and the Country Fest grounds in Cadott. The show is August 13th through the 15th. If you want to see the full schedule, head to the Midwest Farm section of wearegreenbay.com. Welcome back. It's time to vote to show your hometown pride and help make the dream of an urban farm a reality. Mario Gonzalez is here from Wello, and we also say welcome to agri-science teacher Tom Sobronic from Green Bay Southwest High School. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen.
Well, thanks for having us.
Congratulations are already in order, Mario. Tell me what you have won so far on behalf of Wello as you introduce us to that organization.
Sure. So Wello applied for a Kubota Hometown Proud grant, and we were actually selected as a finalist. So just by being selected as a finalist, you win $10,000. So with that $10,000, we wanted to partner with Green Bay Public Area Schools to really do a community-wide composting project on the city's east side, right next to the JBS development. So now, if we can get enough votes and beat the other finalists, we can actually increase that to $50,000, and then that would just massively grow the scope of the project.
We have to talk briefly about Wello's impact on the community. We've had you on in a number of different capacities. Overall, what is the goal of the group?
So truly, it's really how do we impact the well-being of all residents here in Brown County, and we know one of the easiest ways to really impact that is through food. So how do we increase local food access so that all residents through Brown County can get that local produce? And not only are we providing that nutritious local produce to our residents, but we're also supporting all of our local farmers. So it really turns into a win-win situation.
Well, we'll remind you all how you can vote. We're going to link you up there on our website. But Tom, talk a bit about how this money would be used and how it would impact your students.
Well, what our plan would be is to implement all of the agri-science departments in Green Bay, and have the students plan, make the plan for the area, actually then go out and do it.
Wow.
So it's a very hands-on thing, exactly what we kind of like to do in all of our agri-science classes. And that would implement the hands-on planning, so basically from the start to the end. So it's pretty exciting.
I know that is the one thing when I've talked to all of our fabulous agri-science teachers in the community, they've used every nook and cranny of their building to grow things. What would it mean to you to have an actual farm in our community?
Well, I grew up as a dairy farm kid, so this is kind of a extension to what we do and what we started at Southwest. We have an urban ag class there, and this is to be getting students out into the public and trying to make something literally grow from something that's not there already.
Mario, I know when you mentioned the connection with food, not only are these students getting access to nutrition, but they're seeing a path forward. Some of them can look into a career.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we hope that this opens the door to maybe some of these students, they grow up and say, hey, one day I want to farm on that very land that I helped design as a student and now prepare, and now I'm going to work on it. So I think, that's the really exciting opportunity. And again, all we need now is from now through August 14th, if we can just get as many people once a day to vote for Wello, that's the support that we need. And also, but simply by voting, voting, you actually are entered in for a chance to win a zero turn mower or a tractor of your own from Kubota.
Wow.
So there is that, again, this is like a win-win-win for everyone. You can win as the voter, Wello and GBAPS can win, and then also overall just our community wins, because the more local food we can produce, the better, but we just have to make sure that we have the space, the opportunities for people to do that.
Well, you gave us a QR code because we know you watch TV with your phone handy by you, so we can show you that, but we can also link you up on our website if you prefer to click your way there. Head to wearegreenbay.com to the Midwest Farm section. Congratulations on the grant thus far. We look forward to this development, hopefully when we've secured the big win.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Storm Team 5 meteorologist Alexis Staniak. We did have a wet start to summer with heavy rainfall coming down. It seemed like almost every day. Since then, we've started to see quiet and drier days. Some yellow shades starting to pop up in northern Wisconsin, indicating some drier spots. Still in Green Bay for the month of August, we're about 6 inches above where we normally stand for this month for precipitation. More of a drought coming through for areas west of Green Bay and west of most of the Midwest. So far for the year of 2024, Green Bay has accumulated just over 25 inches of rainfall, as well as over into the Dakotas. We're looking at a little bit less, almost about a foot to just slightly over a foot for liquid precipitation since the start of the year. As we head through the next week to week and a half, Green Bay and most of Wisconsin looking to not accumulate too much more, maybe upwards of about a half of an inch of precipitation. More rain likely to be accumulated areas south and west of Wisconsin, then over into the Dakotas. Upwards of an inch is likely to be accumulated for those areas. Now, all the way through the Four Corners, stretching through the northern parts of the Midwest and the Great Plains, looks like we'll be above average for precipitations for this next 2-week period, whereas places in Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa do have the chance to go above or below for precipitation. However, as we look towards August through October, same areas to be above or below, so they have equal chances for precipitation, but most of the western part of the country will be below normal for precipitation. Through the next 2-week stretch, Climate Prediction Center shows us that we will likely be very warm for our temperatures. We've had this colder period recently, and then pretty much the entire country is looking to be above average for temperatures as we head through closer to the end of the month of August. And then NOAA has its temperature forecast outlook for about the next 3 months, showing most places and almost the entire country will be above normal for temperatures as we head through the start of fall. Stay with us. More ag news coming up after the break.
Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Technical College for Life on the Farm. Joining me today is Lindsay Rushford. Lindsay, thank you so much for your time today.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Lindsay, we're at an event, but first of all, you work for University of Wisconsin, correct?
Yes, I do.
And what do you do there?
So I'm an outreach specialist with UW Extension, and I work on a program called the Nitrogen Optimization Pilot Program.
Right, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. But we are at a field day, and can you explain what field day we're at?
So we're with a producer-led watershed group called the Muddy Bottom Farmers, and they're here in Fremont, and so they're having this field day to invite local farmers and other community members over to hear about some of the projects they're working on, see a soil pit, and just do kind of an education and interaction day.
I want to talk about your nitrogen optimization project. So what is that?
So Nitrogen Optimization Program is a Wisconsin-funded program that's facilitated by the Department of Ag in Wisconsin. It's an opportunity for farmers to do on-farm nitrogen research. And so the producers and folks involved in this program all have an entirely replicated nitrogen rate trial on their farm that they're kind of implementing themselves.
Right, so it's an actual replicated study. You had mentioned to me a little earlier that you're also looking at some of the effects of cover crops too, right?
Yeah, so it's really up to the producers who are applying for this grant. The Muddy Bottom farmers were interested in looking at their various nitrogen rates, but also looking at that with following a cover crop or not following a cover crop. And so these particular producers were interested in that aspect of nitrogen use.
Right. What are some of the rates of nitrogen that you're looking at in your plots?
So one of them is a zero nitrogen rate, which really scares some producers who are involved in the program, but that's really showing us what the soil can supply on its own. And as we heard from the producers today, they're surprised at what nutrients their soil's already holding. So zero N rate is what they have, and then a standard is business as usual rate. So that's something that the farmer would already be doing on their farm in the first place. And then we're looking at a rate above and below that.
You already mentioned this, but what is the purpose of doing this?
So there are a few different avenues that you could take to answer that. So one of them is just helping farmers find their optimum nitrogen rate. There's a chance that a lot of producers in Wisconsin are applying more nitrogen than they need, and they don't quite know when they're doing that. And so this is a way for each farmer to find out their rate and not over applying fertilizer, not putting in that extra expense. Another reason to do this is to reduce nitrate leaching potential to our groundwater.
So, and final question, you know, you're here today, and I really appreciate that you're here today, but you have other locations, correct?
Yeah. So the program is in its second cycle right now. So DETCAP has allowed us to give out $2.6 million in funding so far, and we have 77 trials across the state.
Oh, wow.
At the moment. And so they are in every corner of the state. They cover crops from cranberries to corn, potatoes, sunflowers, and so it's not just for corn. And these are all producer-led projects.
Yes, what a great story, absolutely. You know, Lindsay, thank you so much for your time and explaining a little bit about what you do and what you're doing out here today.
Sure, thank you.
So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.
The Brown County Fair kicks off on Wednesday. Mike Hoskins is here from the fair, along with members of the Wheezy family, Madison and Olivia. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Longtime exhibitors at the fair. We're going to get to your favorite things in just a moment, but we have to talk about the schedule. Overall, it is jam-packed.
It's going to be another great year at the Brown County Fair. From demo derby, tractor pulls, rodeo, all the exhibits, all that fair food. It's going to be a great time.
And certainly music, a highlight of every fair. And you guys really cover a wide genre. Your traditional country music, bent grass on Sunday morning. There's going to be something for everybody from Wednesday to Sunday at the fair under the entertainment tent. We always have to talk about exhibiting at the fair. Give me a little of your background, Madison.
Yeah, so I've been showing at the Brown County Fair since I was in kiddie showmanship, so about 9 years now. I've showed a wide variety of projects, but my deep passion lays in the dairy barn. Been showing dairy calves since I was just a little girl.
Olivia, how about you? What is your involvement in the fair?
I also show dairy cattle with my sister, and we love it. It's pretty much what we do.
I was able to attend the Brown County Fair last year, and there was a lot of people there, and they were really engaged and interested in asking questions. Why is it important that people who maybe don't get a chance to see agriculture every day stop in the barn, ask questions?
I think it's super important because not everybody has connections like me and my sister do. Not everybody gets to be on the farm every day seeing how their food is made. So sometimes when they see cattle in the barn at the fair, they're a little bit confused, and so clarifying some of those things so that they can better understand where their food comes from is amazing.
And Mike, you want to make sure our entire community is welcome. Talk about the growing interest in what you guys are calling a special needs time at the fair.
Yeah, thanks, Malene. Friday morning from 10 to noon, we'll turn the lights down, turn the music off, and invite anybody in the community who's got special needs along with their family to come and partake in the fair. Not only the rides, check out the barn, see everything that's going on, and everybody's there to answer questions, and just share a little with the community that might not get a chance to see that otherwise.
Talk about the importance of making sure the fair is accessible from a price standpoint. You guys have a great pre-sale going on and even a new ticket option.
Yeah. We pride ourselves. Once you're in the gate, everything's included. $12 pre-sale tickets, $15 at the gate. BrownCountyFair.com has all the pre-sale locations. $55 weekly wristband gets you in every day and all the rides. That's also available from now until Tuesday.
I know you guys are proudly wearing your 4-H shirts today. That is another section, whether you're showing animals or Legos. Make sure you stop in that area too, right?
Absolutely. You can see all of the youth's hard work, and Livy and I are special because we're not only a part of 4-H, but we're also a part of FFA and the Junior Holstein Association. Busy girls.
How do you find time to farm?
But take a stop in those buildings. Feel free to ask questions, talk to the youth, find out what they're interested in.
I always have to ask everyone's favorite fair food because every fair in our area has something that they're known for. So Mike, what is it? What do you have to get?
Deep fried cheese curds.
Deep fried cheese curds, Olivia?
Funnel cakes.
A funnel cake?
Funnel cake.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. Mike, for people who have maybe not attended or haven't attended in a while, give us some logistics when it comes to parking and how we make that as efficient as possible.
2 gates. Parking attendants are there to get you guys parked. Okay. August 14th to the 18th, starting at noon on Wednesday. Fair runs till just about midnight every night. Sunday is family day, $10 admission. it's a great experience for the family. Weather's going to be great. Come out. There's all kinds of different stuff to see. 20 plus food vendors. 7,000 exhibits,
Wow.
And something special going on every night. New this year, PRCA Pro Rodeo. We got a 20-foot wide video screen. We've added some seating. There won't be a bad seat in the house. It's the biggest rodeo in Northeast Wisconsin sees all summer.
That's incredible. We'll get that funnel cake and the cheese curds, then sit down and enjoy a great show. To take a look at the entire schedule, you can find it on the Brown County Fair website. We will link you directly there on ours. Thanks for the work you all are doing year-round to make this a great experience.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great weekend, everyone.